Google Sheets is a powerful tool for collecting data. What if you could visualize this data onto a web page where all your stakeholders can be easily kept informed? Hey, what up, decisive marketers? It's Henry here. Today we're going to be talking about Chartmat, and what this tool does, it turns your Google Sheets into a web page with charts, with tables, with grids, with forms, with maps, with iframes, and many more, right? And this tool can be used for creating, lead generation, uh, web pages, e-commerce stores, and a lot more different use cases, right? But before I dive into Chartmat, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content, right? So here we go. So here we are in Chartmat, right? So before I dive in, let me just kind of show you the different templates, right? So this is their website right here. What happens is that you can create tables, right? So why I'm so excited about Chartmat is because it has this particular feature where you can embed tables, right? So because if you were to look out there on the internet, you try to find a solution for embedding tables, right? There just isn't a lot of options out there, and I'm just so excited to sort of talk about Chartmat because I have found the solution to use Chartmat for embedding tables on your website, right? Because what happens is, of course, if you are using WordPress, you could use a table plugin, right? But what happens if you're using some kind of a landing page or website generator, website builder itself that doesn't have such powerful table features? And that's why Chartmat comes in and becomes really useful for this particular purpose itself. But I'm going to cover all the kind of different features that you can have with Chartmat. But before I dive in, I want to kind of show you the different templates that they have that you can use to create certain features, right? So for example, you could have it as a time tracker. So you can check out the board right here. Okay, so this is the time tracker itself. So what happens is that you can look into how many hours your employees are working, per employee per week, and hours by task, right? So maybe in sales related tasks, right? So they are spending a lot more time, meetings, how much they are spending in there. So this is a time tracker, okay? And then you can use it maybe for your daily budget. You can do that as well, like who's working from the office, right? Because we have a hybrid work arrangements nowadays. So where are you working? So this kind of allows you to track, and where are people in this different location, okay? And then your daily budget, you can track that in here as well, like how much are you spending, and where are you spending on different suppliers, and with each suppliers, how much are you spending with them, different charts right here. Okay, so here's a company dashboard where you can pull in all the different metrics, and you can track them on on live, right? I mean, like you know things like that. So for example, this one is maybe like a safety, and then there's 47 days without accident, right? But you can use it for more things. You can use it even for, let's say, revenue tracking and a lot more different data, right? And then you can have a launch menu. You can use a job board in here. So yeah, so this is the this is like your menu, different menus in here, okay? And you can have what is this? This is a job board itself. So this is the company about us page, right? And then you have the marketing, marketing related jobs. These are the ones that are open. On top of that, you can have like a button where you click on, and then I mean, what they do is they just have a sort of form right here where you can just choose the position that you want, and just sort of fill in your CV and all that, right? So this is a very simple one, but of course, if you want to make it a little bit more interesting, you can even have maybe like a link or button that you can click on to apply. This all possible with Chartmat, right? And then the next one is stock market, so you can see like how things are sort of moving. Okay, so with the good thing about using Google Sheets is that Google Sheets is connected. The API is so powerful, right? It connects with many different apps out there. You could scrape or you can pull in data via API into your Google Sheets, and then have these numbers automatically updated real time using some kind of automation tools with Google Sheets. Then have Chartmat visualize that data for you. Okay, so you have like you can have a directory. You could have a simple small little website that you can build with Chartmat as well, right? Simple stuff like different products that you have, services that you provide, a simple form about us. Then your team members. You can put that all in here, and you can have a simple directory like this, simple directory listing that you can just create with Chartmat, right? Very very quickly, right? You can take a look at the spreadsheet over here for the directory, right? And then when they click on it, you can have a booking link, right? So let me just kind of open this up again, right? You can have a booking link with the contact details so that people can reach out to you very very easily, right? Just click on like book a visit, and it sends people into the Calendly link itself, right? And then if it's for rent, that is the social media links in there, right? you know right, so all this makes it easy for you, to you know you know display all the different content that you require. Okay, and I and then right here you have a e-commerce shop as well. Okay, where you can purchase different products, okay, shoes, and everything is linked to Stripe, right? So all you need to do is put in all the products that you have in Stripe, grab those URLs, and when you click on them, it goes when your customers click on them, it sends them to the Stripe payment page where they fill in the details and they can start buying the products, right? So it's a very very quick and simple solution just using Google Sheets itself, right? A lot of different tools that you can use here. There's a task manager right here, so let's check this one out. Okay, so this one tells you it's more like I don't think this is like a task manager, but more like okay, so you can actually have a task in here as well, but this is sort of like a form, right? But this is not really a task manager, I would say, but more like a task dashboard, right? Like how's your productivity doing with Chartmat. Okay, so this is what they do. You can even create a landing page as well if you want with Chartmat. Okay, so like a simple one like this, you can design the page as well, with Chartmat. Okay, so that's what you can do. All right, and let me just kind of jump into one of these to show you. Okay, like the different elements that you can do with Chartmat itself. Okay, maybe let me just go back and just kind of show you. So firstly, settings, you can put in your name, your subdomain. If you want, you can link a custom domain as well, so that it doesn't have to be, for example, mine is decisive marketer, right? So it goes decisivemarketers.chartmat.app. So you can have your own where it could be, say uh graphs.decisivemarketer.com, right? It's your own domain, right? And you can have your if you want to, you can change the favicon as well, and you can have multiple new users that you can invite to help you manage the board itself. Okay, and of course the important thing is that you connect your Google account, otherwise it's not able to fetch those data, right? So the first thing is what you want to do is, let me just kind of go back, right? This is the brand that I have. Okay, so what happens is that you create a a workspace first. Okay, fill in the data, and then you have to connect with Google itself. So once you connected with Google, then it's able to pull your Google Sheets, turn them into Chartmats, right, itself. Okay, so next thing I'm going to jump in is view one of these boards and show you what are different elements that you can do. This is one that I sort of extracted a CSV file from my WooCommerce store. I just sort of put it in here, and this is to visualize the daily sales, right? The daily sales that's coming in. Okay, so what happens is that you can, let me see, what's this? It looks like I can convert that into a PDF very quickly as well. It looks interesting. I guess we have to wait a little bit for it to show. Maybe I have to publish this first. Okay, so um, so before that, let's jump into settings, right? So you can name the website. Okay, you can put in the path, which is the URL that I have right here, right? And then the hero content, you can put that in. Hero image, logo, appearances, so you can change the colors as well, right? And then if you want to put the, whether it's for the public or it's private, okay, and then the different sections that you want to have, whether you want to allow search, have a search bar in there, whether you want Google or any search engine to crawl the page itself, and data sources, right? So this is connected with the Google Sheet itself. Okay, so the next thing would be, okay, so whatever you have created, okay, so I gotta set this to public first, save this. Okay, so what happens if once you set a chart mat to public, you can then embed this as well. You can embed a specific block. So for example, I just want to embed that graph in there. I can select that, and it will generate the iframe code for me to copy and paste it on somewhere else, right? You can have a full screen embed as well. Okay, so if you want to determine the dimensions, you can do so as well. So you can embed the entire board, a specific section, okay, or just a particular block itself. Okay, and let's check out all the different blocks that you can have. You can have the chart, which is the one that I have created. Which is the one that I have created. In the board itself. Okay, this one right here, and then we can have the a table, which is the one that I was really interested in. Maybe let me just kind of jump back in here to the chart. Okay, so what happens, you can put in the title, right? So like I put here, daily sales. Okay, and then if you have created different sections, you can select the section that this goes into, and then whether you want to have it as a full width or as a just sort of a column, uh, in one small little column, you can have that as well. You can change the background of the graph, okay, right, like this, whichever you want, right? And then where the legend, right, that you want to have, you want to hide it, you want to put it at the bottom, you can do that as well. And then the scale label, right, this numbers right here, where do you want to show, whether you want it to be on X and Y axis, or only X axis, or Y axis, or none, you can do that as well. Okay, so it's up to you whether you want to stack axis as well, and whether the number begins in 0. Okay, let's say I want to set y to 0, right? It starts from 0. Okay, so you can put that in. And then the font colors, whether you want to allow PDF downloads, so you can have the block as a PDF, the grids, right? You can put some grids onto the graph as well, and the grid color, the x-axis, right? What is it. So let's say we are going to use the net sales amount. Okay, so right now is the dates, right? So what do you want the data to be? Okay, so let's say net sales amount. Okay, then this is currently set to date. I can change it to the net sales amount, and then you have the numbers in here. You can change what kind of graphs that you want, right? You want a line graph, you can do that. You want a bar graph, you want a horizontal bar, you want a radar, pie chart, polar area, or scatter. Okay, so different kinds of bars, and you can set multiple axes like this. And the cool thing is that you can even turn this into a uh, line, so you can have a line graph and a bar graph, both, like a composite graph like this. Okay, uh, so yeah, so I guess the only thing you can do is, line with bar. I guess, radar is possible as well, and maybe scatter, something that makes sense, I guess. So yeah, so that's how you do it. And of course, every single bar you can set the background color and the border color as well. Okay, and the internal labels. So like, do you want to put in the value itself, or the name of it? You can do that. uh, and then your duplicate the x-axis. Okay, whether you want it to sum the numbers or average those numbers, the decimal point, whether you are using a comma or a dot. Okay, and span gaps. So right, and then your border width, like how thick is your border, you can change that. Point radius, let me just kind of see what this is. Not really sure what this is. I think this is more for the line graphs. Okay, so let me just kind of remove this first, and then I think this makes it thicker, right? Not really sure. Yep. Okay. So that's for graphs, right? And then you could have tables in here as well. So you can type in the title of the table, say dates or whatever it is. Okay, and then we'll go through one by one, right? You can have a full width, and then the background color, the page, whether you want to have pagination as well. If you want to have a full graph, you can just sort of turn off the full table. You can turn off the pagination. Whether you want to allow CSV or PDF download, show details on click. Okay, add new row. Whether you can add new data in there as well. So you can allow that as well. Row button color. Add row. You gotta add. You gotta allow adding of sort of data in here. Then you add the row data, right? Okay, and action button visibility. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so next is your axis. So you have dates. You can have number of items sold. Sort of showing the content of your spreadsheet in there. Let's see what hidden is. Okay, so whether you want to hide the column itself unless you click on it, whether you want to allow it to be editable, the column width, the type, uh, you know, whether it's a date. Okay, so for example, this will be the date. I'll change it to date. Okay, right, and then they would, I guess, have different sort of options in there. So this would be number, and then this will be number as well, right? And then if you have images, right, you can even show it, and I guess we can have currencies there. Text number, no, there's no currency, so we just put number. Okay, and actions. So let's see what actions is. Oh, okay, so it's your button, right? So you can have like buy now, for example, and then you can have open link, right? And then you have the button color. So maybe let's have green color, right? And then it becomes like a affiliate table for you to insert into your website, right? Very beautiful. That's why I like the Chartmat, right? It's it's so useful, especially the table. I think and then you can have, you see, so that's what it is, right? So far. Okay, yeah, and then of course you can design your own form in here. I don't think I need to sort of jump into much in here. So this form allows you to sort of add content into your add data into your spreadsheet. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this form allows you to do that. Let's see, and then you got a grid. So this is something that you just kind of create from here. And then markdown. So this is pretty much just content in there. Right, and then you can even add the variables into your markdown as well. And then iframe, you can put in, you want to iframe you want to embed certain things, right, into Chartmat. You can do that as well using iframe. And then you got scorecard. uh, I am not really sure what scorecard is. Yeah. And then map, right? So I guess you can put in the location, right, by choosing the data in there. You put in the address, then it's going to pull out that location data for you. Okay, so of course the last thing, embed, we've covered that as well. The last thing is, you can jump straight into your spreadsheet and edit the contents in there, right? So once again, right, with for example, some kind of automation tool like Pabbly Connect, you can connect that with your Google Sheets, fill in the data automatically, either via API or via scraping, right? So if you have something like Hexomatic that is able to script that data, pass on that data through Pabbly Connect into your Google Sheets, right? And then it will then automatically updates into Chartmat itself. Right, so I think that's where the brilliance about Chartmat is, and for me, I would think that the best value is definitely in the table embedding. Right, I think that's an amazing idea. That I mean, it's an amazing feature that a lot of tools just somehow doesn't have that. It's just very difficult to find a tool that is able to do this very well. So I guess that's all I have to share about Chartmat. Overall, I think this is an amazing tool. If you work a lot with Google Sheets, or you want to just kind of put all the information into a spreadsheet and turn it into a web page somehow, or graph that is able to be visually accessible by everyone, I think Chartmat is a very very useful tool, right? I guess that's all I have to share about Chartmat. If you enjoy this video, do give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about Chartmat in the comments below. Lastly, if you know anyone who can benefit from Chartmat, be sure to share this video with them. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.